RYUC After Action Report Essential Conversations with the Creator. This recording is part of a series of recordings reporting on an exploration into our creativity, collectively entitled Releasing Your Unlimited Creativity After Action Report, abbreviated RYUC-AAR. This particular recording addresses the creativity essential understanding about having a conversation with the Creator. Background on the Creativity Essentials and the RYUC material. The Creativity Essentials are concepts, principles, ideas, or whatever one may wish to call them, related to the source out of which our creativity arises. The journey of exploration into our creativity revealed the essentials needed to be addressed and understood in some way by an individual if one desired to move as deep as possible into their own creativity, creative ability, and creative power in this incarnation. Otherwise, one would be placing self-imposed limits on their creativity. Essentials are not building blocks or fundamental items used to create something. Rather, the essentials are about the stuff out of which the building blocks and foundational items arise. It is suggested you ponder, contemplate, do your own experiments with the creativity essentials such that you know their truth for yourself. Here I wish to bring to your attention we each have a very unique perspective of creation. What I say and write about on the topic of creativity with its relationship with the creative essence of creation are my comments based on my observation and experience from the journey of exploration into our creativity. If what I say resonates with you, use it. Otherwise, it's recommended you do your own contemplation, experiments, and exploration into the variety of topics discussed here to see what's true for yourself. Conversation with the Creator, our direct connection with the source of creation. As stated in the discussion on the stuff of creation, it is stated all we can say about this stuff of creation, out of which all creation arises, is this stuff is creative and it has attributes of and can be experienced as consciousness or as energy or symbolically in the mathematics as an infinite field of possibilities and probabilities, or a nothingness and embodying a self-organizing ability or intelligence. Additionally, many have observed the self-organizing ability of this stuff of creation as reflected in the healing ability of our body or the planet and the other natural processes within creation. Often this self-organizing principle is seen as or experienced as possessing an intelligence. Given the way the human mind limits its perception when it names something and then believes the name it gives something, it is recommended nothing more be said about this intelligence or self-organizing ability of creation. From the dawn of humans, it appears humans have sought to contact this intelligence and get this intelligence to do what the humans wanted, whether it was food, good weather for harvest, healing, protection, or whatever the humans felt they needed. Prayers, rituals, sacrifices, ceremonies, and the like have been used. However, what has not been recognized is that we are the stuff of creation. The energy flowing through us, sustaining our life, is the stuff out of which creation forms. It is our direct connection with the source of creation. All communication is energy-based, and any flow of energy carries information if we know how to access and reveal the information that is carried. As stated, the energy within us giving rise to our life and sustaining us is a unique expression of the creative essence of creation, and our body is the vehicle this creative essence chose to create to use for the experience it desires to have. Depending on how we focus our attention and awareness, we can access the information in this energy given rise to our life, and we do so by both becoming aware of what we are sensing and feeling within our body and looking inward and asking what is seeking to be experienced. We will then get some type and kind of response. The response may be an intuitive insight, it may be a knowing, it may be a synchronicity, or it may be some other kind of communication. It is here in this direct connection with the Source we can create a dialogue with the Source. Knowing we co-create with our response, we are a creator and we can talk creator to creator with the Creator. We only need to realize a doctor talks differently to another doctor than a layperson. An engineer talks differently to another engineer than the way they talk to a layperson. God will only talk to another God and will talk differently than with a layperson. But as a creator and claiming our identity as a creator, we can talk one-to-one with the creator and that which gave rise to creation. We only need to choose to start consciously creating something, an object, an experience, or anything, and begin our conversation with the creator. We just need to listen and feel the answer however it arises. In this communication, we can get answers to questions we have always sought. It is just for some questions we ask, the response will be in its own timing, and sometimes we may need additional experiences in life before we can comprehend the answer we will be given. Here it needs to be realized that once we get a response from the unseen, from the void, from that place and perceived nothingness, we can never pretend the void is empty again, and nothingness does not mean nothing is there. It just means it does not have a form our mind can recognize. However, we need to be aware of the limitations of our mind. In asking questions in the conversation, creator to creator, leads us to the limitations of the human mind. We will receive some type of communication. Most would call it an intuitive insight, a dream, a vision, or something similar. Whatever we receive, our mind will provide an interpretation and an answer to our question based on mind's past experience and within the limitations of our mind. So we may not get an interpretation exactly correct. As such, we need to be open to other possibilities for mind's initial interpretation and its limits, and biases may be incorrect. We also may need additional experiences to fully understand the answer we get, but we can iterate the process and routinely check the flow and how our mind is interpreting the direction we need to travel. Here again, the direction of travel is in the direction of feeling, which aligns with the feeling that we are being served and we are moving in alignment with our truth for what we incarnated to do. The presence within from the single most important observation. In the discussion on the origins of our creativity, it was stated the creative essence of creation wanting to, or desiring to, experience itself and its creation through us and within us. We experience this creative essence and its desire in three ways. A presence within seeking to guide us through life. A creative spirit pushing or pulling us to create something specific to us, or as a flow of our creative life energy and heartfelt creative passion. The dialogue with the Creator can be seen as a dialogue with the presence within. Who is the Creator and with whom are we dialoguing? As stated, all we really can say about this stuff of creation, out of which all creation arises, is this stuff is creative and it has attributes of and can be experienced as consciousness or as energy, or symbolically in the mathematics as an infinite field of possibilities or probabilities and a nothingness, and it embodies a self-organizing principle or possessing an intelligence. Anything more that can be said about this stuff of creation is really speculation. We need to remember everything created by humans started as a single thought in the unique subjective perception of a unique human mind. Additionally, relative to our human mind, we all start life with a blank slate. All that we can come to know and understand is either direct experiences by us in our unique subjective perception or relayed to us by an external source, either personally experienced by the unique perception of that external source or learned by that external source from some other unique perception of creation. Alternatively said, other than what we have personally experienced, everything else we have learned arises from the unique perception of another and what is true for them, and it may not be true for us. Whatever experience the external source has had and gives rise to what they tell us may not be the way we would have perceived the same experience. What this means is you are free to believe whatever you wish and appears to be effective in your life to create a life worth living. Based on the journey of exploration into our creativity, my speculation is the dialogue we have with the Creator is a dialogue with my higher self, which in turn is my individuation of the awareness, intelligence, or whatever you wish to call it that lies within and behind creation. In any case, observation of my own life and others whom have used this dialogue creator to creator has found it to be very effective, and it is suggested you try it and allow effectiveness to be the measure of its truth.